It started with rain. Then came the thunder. Then came the water. In Texas, when the sky opens, it doesn't ask permission. It drowns cities, swallows homes, and takes lives. This is the true story of a flood so powerful, it shattered records and families. A flood that didn't just break levees. It broke hearts. Texas is no stranger to storms. From flash floods to hurricanes, the land has learned to take a beating. But in the spring of 2025, the skies refused to close. Rain soaked the ground. Rivers overflowed. The soil couldn't drink anymore. And that's when the nightmare began. Creeks turned to rivers. Rivers turned into oceans. People vanished. What made this storm different? It wasn't just the rain. It was the speed. Within hours, entire counties were underwater. Cars floated like leaves. People clung to rooftops. 911 lines went silent. In Houston, the city slept. Until the water rose. At 2 a.m., the first flash flood warnings hit phones. By 3 a.m., major highways were gone. Submerged. Homes in low-lying neighborhoods filled in minutes. Basements turned into traps. People screamed from attics. One man climbed into his refrigerator and floated down the street. A woman held her newborn above her head as the water reached her mouth. By sunrise, helicopters filled the skies. The National Guard was called in. And Texas was under siege. In moments like these, every second matters. But sometimes, the system fails. Dispatchers were overwhelmed. Flood maps weren't updated. Entire neighborhoods, cut off from the world, vanished. A family of 4 was last seen standing on top of their SUV. A man live-streamed his final words from inside his truck, trapped beneath a bridge. An elderly woman couldn't open her door because the pressure pinned it shut. These aren't just statistics. They were mothers, fathers, brothers. And many of them never came home. Bodies began to surface. Some were found in trees. Others were discovered miles from where they disappeared. Families posted photos. Have you seen my sister? Last seen wearing red sneakers. Missing since Tuesday. Please help. Emergency shelters filled with silence. People staring at doors that never opened. Waiting. Hoping. More than 120 lives were lost. Dozens more never identified. And thousands were left with nothing. But in disaster, heroes rise. Some came in boats, just fishermen, fathers, strangers. They formed a chain of rescue. Dragging the elderly out of flooded homes. Breaking windows. Carrying children through waist-deep water. A man tied a rope around his waist, swam through currents, and pulled 12 people to safety. He didn't wear a uniform. He wore a t-shirt and faith. Churches became shelters. Barbers gave free cuts to evacuees. Restaurants fed anyone who walked in, no questions asked. Volunteers filled the streets. Shoveling mud. Carrying ruined furniture to the curb. Scrubbing mold from walls. It wasn't easy. But the people of Texas did what they've always done. They stood back up. Together. The flood took lives. But it also left behind stories. A little girl learned to swim by escaping her house. A dog stayed by his owner's body for 3 days. A deaf man saved 6 neighbors by reading their panicked lips through a window. And everywhere, water lines stained walls like scars. permanent reminders of what nature can take and what we must protect. A 7-year-old boy found in a tree. A pregnant mother swept from her car. An old man whose hands were still holding a family photo. This wasn't just a flood. It was a lesson about how quickly life can be taken and how deeply people can love even in their final moments. So we remember them. Not just the rain. Not just the water. But the names, the faces, and the stories the storm tried to wash away. Texas still floods. But now, we build smarter. We prepare better. And above all, we remember. In memory of the lost. In honor of the brave.